The flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress NDC, John Dramani Mahama, has filed a petition to challenge the presidential results of the just-ended 2020 general elections as declared by the Electoral Commission. The lawyers for the former president arrived earlier today at the Supreme Court to file the petition, which challenges the legitimacy of President-elect Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo as president of this country. The decision to finally petition the Apex Court follows nearly 2 weeks of sustained protest across the country by NDC sympathizers. According to the lawyers, the presidential results as declared by the Electoral Commission chairperson Jean Mensah is flawed and doesn't represent, as they put it, the will of the people. Let's go to our court correspondent, Joseph Akablay, who has been on the beat for us. And as you can see, those are Sami Jemfi, who is a communications officer for the party there, with some other persons of the NDC going to present it. But Akablay can tell us more. Joseph, so what we're seeing right now in the video, and I don't know if you're watching, seems to be the moment when Sami Jemfi got to the court. Give us a mental picture of what happened.
And so they came to the court premises at about 12, just some few minutes after 12. Mr. Sami Jemfi, the National Communications Officer, and Edgy Tamaklo, who is a member of the NDC's legal team and also has been designated in the statement that came from the NDC subsequently as one of the spokespersons for this particular election petition in the next 42 days. And so they came over, they had the documents in their hands, copies of the petition as required by law. They went upstairs to the registry where they found it at 12:30. Then they are required to make some payments as part of the filing procedure. So they then came downstairs and proceeded to a bank on the premises of the Supreme Court to effect those payments, took the receipts upstairs, and signed the documents to complete the process of formally filing a petition on behalf of Mr. Mahama, the former president, who is challenging the election and declaration of
Joseph, are you able to speak up a little bit, or are you in a situation that makes it difficult to do so? I can hear you, but I want to hear you a bit more clearly. So Joseph is essentially giving us an explanation of what you're seeing on your screens right now. Edudi Tamaklo and Sami Jemfi, who went to present the petition on behalf of Mr. Mahama. Joseph, hopefully you can speak up. Let's talk about the reliefs that we've cited the petition. Let's talk about the reliefs that Mr. Mahama is seeking in there, starting with the overall relief.
And so there are a number of them. The first relief that he's asking for, one, is a declaration that Mrs. Jean Mensah, chairperson of the Electoral Commission and returning officer for the presidential election, was in breach of Article 63.3 of the 1992 Constitution in the declaration she made on 9 December 2020 in respect of the presidential election that was held on 7 December 2020. Article 63.3 gives it has to do with the fact that an individual who gets more than 50% of the votes cast will be the one who will be validly elected as the president. And so that is what they are saying, that no one got that vote. And so the declaration she made was in breach of the Constitution. Number two, they are asking for a declaration that based on the data contained in the declaration made by Mrs. Jean Mensah, and no candidate satisfied the requirements of Article 63.3 of the 1992 Constitution. Number three, a declaration that the purported declaration made on 9 December by the chairperson of the EC is unconstitutional, null and void, and of no effect whatsoever. And number D, they are asking for an order annulling the declaration of the President-elect instrument CI 135 dated 9 December 2020 and issued under the hand of the Electoral Commission chairperson. They also want an order of injunction restraining Mr. Akufo-Addo from holding himself out as president-elect. And finally, they want the Supreme Court to order that the EC organizes a runoff which will take place between Mr. Mahama and Nana Akufo-Addo, who was declared as the president-elect.
Interesting. And I was going to ask about the grounds for these reliefs that are being sought, but you tied them in nicely. You've also been speaking to Sami Jemfi and Eduji. What do they tell you?
The two confirmed that they have filed the petition and make the point that the presidential candidates will be addressing the nation at 8 p.m. We can listen to them.
That's the only thing I can talk about, confirmed.
We've just seen a statement from the party designating you as one of the spokespersons we can speak to on such matters.
At 8 p.m., H.E. John Dramani Mahama will be addressing the nation and the diplomatic community. After that, whoever will be speaking to the media will be announced.
But can you just brief us a little, because you
please. No. Please. The flag bearer will be addressing the nation. You put all those matters. We do not want to take the wind out of his sail.
So after his address, you can speak to the spokespersons. Okay. His lawyers have filed a petition challenging the constitutionality of the 2020 presidential results declaration.
What release are you seeking?
Is that?
What release are you seeking?
He will speak to that at 8 p.m. when he addresses the nation.
Obviously, they're not ready to give too much details at this point, understandably so. Let me get back to Joseph Akabili. Joseph, they were very hesitant to give any details. What we know for now is that it's been filed. The flag bearer or the presidential candidate for the NDC will be speaking tonight. To just go through the reliefs again, they're seeking the declaration of president, the annulment of that declaration of the president as president-elect, also to restrain Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the president, from holding himself as such. And I think I must have missed the last one, just to refresh the memory of our viewers. Joseph.
The next one is they are asking for an order to restrain the president Akufo-Addo from holding himself as president-elect. And finally, they want an order directing that there should be a runoff organized.
Runoff, exactly, runoff. At the court today, can you give us an idea whether or not the members of the party thronged the premises and how it went down there?
No, they were not there in their numbers. It was just about 4 or 5 individuals who worked closely with these two officials of the NDC who accompanied them to the Supreme Court premises to file this particular petition. It was more of the president who showed up in their numbers, anxiously waiting to find out what would be happening and whether indeed the NDC will be meeting this 21-day window to file a petition. And yes, they showed up and filed a petition. And so it was that of anxiety on the part of journalists. The party officials came in and went about their business as expected of them, completed it, and indicated to us that they had successfully filed the petition, and they are waiting for Mr. Mahama to speak to the nation in the evening, after which a series of other events which they intend to undertake, including the protest that they've already indicated will continue, will also take place.
The respondents here are Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the president, and then the Electoral Commission. Have we heard anything from these quarters? Joseph? Looks like I've lost him. But certainly, this is a developing story, very young, I must say. We'll follow it and give you the updates as we go ahead. By the way, the former president, John Dramani Mahama, is expected to speak at 8 p.m. We'll bring that to you as well.